Hey guys, Luna here with a new video for the channel. I hope you're doing well and welcome back to another episode of the Overrated series where I take your favorite artists, albums, and songs and ask the question, are they overrated? First of all, I would like to apologize. I know it's been 2 weeks after I said that I was going to upload more frequently, but I was buying some new equipment because I wanted to upgrade the quality in my videos. Therefore, now I have a microphone, so audio should be better. I also bought a new camera, so the quality of the video should be better. I shouldn't look as ugly right now. Today's video is about Juice WRLD. Thanks to this lovely lady right here. Thanks for your comment. I really appreciate it. Here's the video. Sorry it took me so long. Believe it or not, it's kind of weird, the fact that every time I do one of these videos, it's about dead people. It's really awkward because you really have to be careful about your words, so I'm going to say it right now. Everything I say on this video is based on my opinion on the music of this particular artist. I'm not trying to shame anybody. I'm not trying to, disrespect anybody. This is just me making music reviews and making a statement on someone's music. That's it. Now, Juice WRLD, if y'all don't know who he is, then maybe you're living under a rock. But basically, he was this trap music star around 2018, 2019, when he was releasing all these emo-infused trap music and, constantly singing about heartbreak and love and drugs, a lot of drugs. The main reason why he's so loved in the trap community and overall the hip-hop community is because of how he used his music, not to talk about gangs and, killing and stuff like this, what you usually find in trap music, but instead he wanted to, use his music as a sort of therapy to overcome the heartbreak that he was going through at the time, and also to kind of help other people feel related to his, problems with love and drugs. His music, in terms of production and beats, are often start with this guitar riffs or piano chords, sometimes even synths, as in the track Lucid Dreams and All Girls Are the Same. Then you put in a few drum kicks, and what you have is a really moody track that often match the energy of the lyrics. Juice WRLD albums are actually really interesting in concept because, he doesn't really portray his journey as a journey of overcoming heartbreak or drugs. He only points out the problem, not the solution, and that's really what makes his music, as depressing as it is, because it's not really someone that has a problem with drugs and overcomes that problem. It's just someone that has problems with drugs, and that is the album. The same thing with heartbreak. He never actually gets over the heartbreak. He kind of acts as if he did, but he didn't really, and he himself says this in multiple tracks. It's someone that doesn't really find himself without that other person, and that is the whole narrative. It doesn't go anywhere from there. He's just putting out his feelings. He's not really trying to show any self-improvement bullshit to anyone. He also seems to be in every single one of his songs in this kind of weird circle where, he does drugs, and drugs were one of the main reasons why his relationship didn't work. And now because his relationship didn't work, he's doing even more drugs. And because he's doing even more drugs, he has even more problem with relationships, and that leads to more drugs. And it's kind of this snowball effect that ends up ruining his whole life. And, you can hardly call him a rapper, since most of the times he's not even rapping. It's more than anything just a singer who sings over trap beats. That doesn't necessarily make you a rapper, although he does have a lot of skill for freestyle and for actually rapping, as we saw in tracks like Syphilis, or the track 10 Feet in his second album, where he shows that he can rap and he's actually pretty good at it. But saying all these things about Juice WRLD makes you think that there's a lot more to see, when really there isn't. I mean, his discography, it's pretty basic and pretty pretty one-dimensional. First of all, his singing sometimes is good. Again, in tracks like Lucid Dreams, I really like it. Or Hear Me Calling, I think it's a really nice singing. But in most of the tracks, he feels like a robot. It's almost like it's not a human singing these songs. Actually, I was scrolling through TikTok the other day, and I've been seeing all of these different Billie Eilish and Drake AI covers, and none of them really do it for me. But when I saw a Juice WRLD one singing, I think it was an XXXTentacion song. I used to rule the world, seas would rise when I gave the word. Now in the morning it worked pretty well because it's sort of like the same feeling. They give away the same feeling, you know. Juice in his music, his performance wasn't really all that heartfelt. And I know a lot of people may be triggered by this because it's really easy to relate to this sort of music. It's really easy to relate to this sort of lyrics. But in the performance, you know, when it comes to performing the track, I couldn't really feel that much pain behind his voice. If you want to see a comparison, I think the most obvious comparison is comparing him to X. X not only has one but multiple songs where he actually puts his feelings into the track, and even though the lyrics are, super generic and super stupid sometimes and, super melodramatic, you can tell that in his voice there's this pain, there's this sorrow, and that same sorrow I can't find in Juice WRLD's voice, which is one of the main reasons why I think in terms of performance, he is actually pretty overrated, and he relies a little bit too much on autotune, which is why his live performances, or at least the ones that I've seen, aren't not really that impressive, or I just don't find them that impressive. Another thing that's really important when it comes to Juice WRLD, it's his lyrics. Again, as I said before, every single one of his songs and every single album tells a story about heartbreak and love, and that opens up the door to a lot of deep emotions and a lot of deep thoughts, and that often paints the way for you to make a really complex and personal lyrical development in your track. But when it comes to Juice WRLD, you don't really get that. I mean, I'm pretty sure, again, a lot of people are going to be angry about it, but Juice WRLD's description of heartbreak and love and drug addiction, it's really, really basic and generic. I've said before that this type of lyrics are really, really effective when it comes to making hits and making the most people feel related to them, because they're so basic that eventually they're going to match your situation. If I tell you, I went out in the morning and the sun hit my face, that happens to every fucking human being every single day. The fact that you feel related to that line, it doesn't mean that it's a good line. It's just fucking obvious. For example, the track Wasted. My god, that's one of the most horrible lyrical tracks that Juice WRLD has ever done, where he constantly uses the word wasted for the same reasons in the same sentence. A lot of people may look at that and may say, well, that's genius. That's actually what he was trying to do. No, it's actually just bad skill when it comes to writing your music. For example, in the track Scared to Love, which again, it's a really bad track in terms of lyric. It's a nice tune, but the lyrics are just, look at this. I've never been scared. I tell you that I don't care. Really, I do care. I hope that you care. I mean, okay, so you can go ahead and try to explain me what the fuck he just said in that sentence, which is, again, the chorus. But I honestly think you can agree with me in the fact that maybe that wasn't the best way to put it, because you used the word enough, much, and love about 10,000 fucking times in just 4 bars. And it's incredibly repetitive, and it's in the same tune, and it's like, my god, is this going to stop anytime soon? And this sort of weird-ass bars are all over the place when it comes to his album, not only his first, his debut record, but also with the Death Race for Love. It's constantly that again and again and again. But to kind of close this chapter, I think that when it comes to his music, his beats, his production, it was incredibly basic. It was really moody, and sometimes, if it's your first time listening to this type of music, it's going to be really good and you're really going to enjoy it. But after a few listens, it's going to be really boring, and you're not going to be as immersed as you were in the first time you heard it. When it comes to his performance, there isn't that much to it. It was just okay most of the time. He really relied a lot on autotune, which is something I don't really like, but it doesn't bother me too much either. Also, when his performance wasn't only about heartbreak, but he was actually trying to rap and actually trying to be a little bit more aggressive, as again in the track that I just pointed out, Syphilis and 10 Feet. He was really, really, really a good performer, and we all know due to interviews and freestyles that he really was a talented rapper. But honestly, for me, I don't think he showed it in his music, so that's the reason why I do think it's overrated in that regard too. In terms of lyrics, I do believe that Juice WRLD has good intentions, trying to put themes that obviously have more potential, like heartbreak, like drug addiction. Those things, if explored deeply, and when someone that actually has a lot of talent for songwriting explores this themes, you can actually have a really interesting lyrical track or lyrical concept. But in the case of Juice WRLD, his lyrics are often really melodramatic, basic, just, I love you, but I hate you at the same time. I hate drugs, but I love to take drugs. This typical concept that a lot of teenagers have on their music. It's really boring. It's really boring. Maybe if you listen to one track or the other, you can kind of understand it, you can kind of go along with it, but after a while it's just really annoying and really like just one-dimensional. So honestly, I have to say, even though I do respect him as an artist and I do think that he was trying to do something different and I do think he managed to do something different, I still think that he is extremely overrated, and I think that his popularity more than anything is due to the fact of the way he died and how it had a lot of connections to his music. I think a lot of people like to overreact to his music and just act as if it was the best thing in the world because of the fact that we lost him so early on. But I think that if you actually listen to his music with an unbiased approach and you do your best to sort of like read into it, compare it to other artists, and just analyze the whole thing, you're gonna realize that it wasn't that big of a deal. Actually, both his albums are really not that great, especially his debut. I think that his second album is way better, at least a little bit more versatile. But overall, if you ask me, I do believe that Juice WRLD is not only a little bit overrated, but really overrated by a fan base that was struggling with the fact that he left us so early on. So yeah. That'll be it for today's video, guys. I hope that you enjoyed it. I really do hope that the quality of the videos is now better. I said it at the beginning of the video, but I'm gonna say it again just in case. I mean no disrespect to Juice WRLD's memory nor his family. This is just my opinion. If you differ, please let me know in the comments down below and I'll make sure to check it out. I love when you guys interact with me through the comments, and yeah, I just really appreciate it because it tells me that you actually enjoyed the video enough for you to take the time to make a comment. Also, thank you again, Star, for making that comment. You are the reason why I'm making this video, so I really do hope you enjoyed. If you recommended this video, maybe it's because you're a really big Juice WRLD fan, so I'm sorry if my comments were not that nice. With that being said, once again, I hope that you enjoyed and I hope that I can see you guys soon with another video. But until then, bye.